Scotty Upshall and Shane O'Brien in the house. You can find their podcast, Missin Curfew, wherever you get your pods. It's also videoed every episode, right? So if you want to watch it, you can watch it online as well. Guys, how you doing? Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, we've been in New York for a few days here, so we're a little tired, but
yeah, you're doing the old car wash, a little bit of making the rounds of the Big Apple here, huh?
We have definitely been looking forward to the New York trip. As all the NHL players in the league, they always look forward to it.
Is that one that gets circled?
This is the one that got circled a little while ago.
Oh, okay.
Scotty was always the guy when the schedule would come out. Reader, you look at like you're New York, he'd get like 3 or 4 days in the city. I was like, how does that work out for you? Every year you get 3 or 4 days in New York before you got to go back to St. Louis.
You're like making your dinner rezos like months in advance.
Yeah, if you're smart, you do that. And
yeah,
I was always the fortunate one, just highlighting the good cities, making sure we're all on board to have a good time. Let the coaches know early that hey, guys,
team bonding.
We circle this one. Don't worry, we're going to play our best. We're going to play hard because we know it's at stake. So.
All right, we love it. Well, for viewers watching that may not have seen your podcast or listened to it yet, what's it all about? What can they expect when they tune into Missin Curfew?
Yeah, so I started doing some media stuff, and Scotty was still playing in Switzerland, and I just mentioned it to him. Whenever you're done, it's something that I think me and you would be great at, right? And Reader, this is chemistry. I've known Upie for 15 years. We train together. We live in Newport Beach. We've missed curfew together, so it was like this just came together, and Upie actually came up with the name, and it just kind of went from there. So when we first started doing it, we really didn't know what we were doing, but we just kind of gave it.
It basically is us like coming off the golf course, sitting and having a beer, and just talking hockey, talking life, and sharing some of our stories, bringing on some ex-teammates, some current players, and I think the feedback we've got from fans is that we really make it feel like a locker room.
Okay.
We want them to be able to tune in, and it's like they're walking in to play, men's league, but they're in a National League hockey room. They're hearing jokes, they're hearing stories, and we've had fun with it. We've got a great support cast. Hall Pass Media is our group in Newport Beach. They've been fantastic. Great editing. They make us look pretty good.
That's key.
So that is important.
It does feel like a locker room because my mom tells me I swear a little bit too much on it. So
okay.
I still apologize, Mom.
So you're ready for this interview, right?
I'm working on. I'm like, I go, listen up, we can't be throwing the F-bombs out here, but we got to tighten it up.
I really think podcasts have changed the way media and we're doing work.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Mannings. Is that not just like a podcast watching the Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
And that probably wouldn't have come up if it's not for podcasts because they're so popular. And even TNT is at times you could say, are we watching a podcast here, guys? Just joking around.
Yeah.
Just sitting there and having fun. And that's what. I mean, that's obviously what you guys are into, and that's kind of what the podcasts are looking to do, to give everybody a good look behind the scenes and tell some stories, and everybody loves listening to stories.
Yeah, and Reader, that's the...
And you don't have any stories to tell.
I forget some of them. When you retire and you get away from the game, the thing you miss the most is the dressing room and the laughters and having fun with it. So when me and Scotty started doing this, I'm like, Updogg's the perfect guy for me to do it with, and we have some laughs. It's been a lot of fun.
And I think for fans too, right? Like they want that fourth wall to be torn down. They want to know what it's like to, be one of the boys, or just, I used to love this segment back in the day on the Score television network in Canada. There was a segment where they used to talk about people's beer ability. So like, how much would you want to have a beer with this athlete, any sport? And I feel like your podcast probably has a little bit of that. It's like you want your viewers to feel like they're just hanging out, having a beer with their friends, and kind of having some real candid conversation. So it's called Missin Curfew. You guys can check it out. You're on the show. I wanted to play a little game with you guys. So last year I did this social media segment, if you will, called Overhyped or Underhyped. And I would take different things from around the league and I would give my opinion on if I thought it was getting too much hype or maybe not enough. So I'm going to throw some topics out. Reader, you're playing too, but they'll go first because they're the guests. Just, throwing that out there. So I'm going to throw something out. You guys just give me overhyped or underhyped, okay?
Gotcha.
All right, topic number 1. We all saw the Connor McDavid 1v4. Everybody loves it. Sick goal. My question is, the reaction after the goal, overhyped or underhyped?
I think it's underhyped.
I agree.
He should. Even he surprised himself for the first time in his career. I think he was like, "Wow, did I really just do that?" So I'm going to say underhyped. I don't know about you, Reader. I would have probably tried to slash him or hook him.
Not probably.
I mean, listen, I'm hooking him. I'm like,
possible suspension if you were on the.
Hey, Obie would do that in summer hockey too. To me, I think this is underhyped as well.
Okay.
Obie, I'm taking your side on this.
Yeah.
I used to score goals when I was young. Towards the latter half of my career, I didn't. But
Okay.
every time I did, I would go crazy. So, Connor, goal was awesome. We could see you go a little bit more crazy.
That's
maybe,
awesome.
Yeah,
maybe
caption
launch
this
into the glass a
photo.
little bit. Give us a little bit more excitement. But that face was just epic.
Oh,
His
priceless.
face was priceless.
Oh, it's underhyped.
Unanimous.
I agree. Oh, yeah, unanimous. Yeah.
All right, next one. The relaxed dress code is becoming a bit of a thing. You guys are very well dressed here, no ties. Pasternak's got the style. Is the relaxed dress code for game day overhyped or underhyped?
I think the dress code is right where it should be.
Okay.
Times are changing, and I think these kids really need to show their personalities, create a brand for themselves off the ice. And what better way than walking into a game and having the cameras on them to show their personality, show their lighter side or their softer side, like some of these guys with
Yeah.
those colors.
Yeah, I'm going to go underhyped as well. And we talk about a lot on Missin Curfew is, really these hockey players are such great guys. You want to show their personality, get people to know them. And I think, obviously, the relaxed dress code can't get too crazy, but I think it's good for the game.
You're an
See
old school
I was
guy.
going to say, you want to see my birth certificate here? That's overhyped. I'm a shirt and tie guy. I love the flair, but you are the best of the best in the world, and everybody looks up to you, and I see both sides of it, but I'm still old school.
I knew it. I was like,
I love that.
Just pull off the
That's,
three-piece.
I like that. I like that.
This is Alex Steen in the making. I
That
took
is
a
sharp.
page out of Alex
That is,
Steen.
I like that.
What about
I
the
like
sweater vest? We saw Gretz on TNT with the sweater vest. Are we into that look? Is that going to be a thing?
The right time of year, I think it's a great look. As Obie
On
starts
the
sweating
golf course in the fall.
Yeah,
I could
as
rock
Obie
it.
might start sweating in studio sometimes when
Yeah.
we get going on the long podcast, there's no
love
chance
it.
he's wearing the cashmere sweater. But I think 99 pulls it off great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's 99. He can do what he wants. All right, out west, Ducks have won 5 in a row. Kings have won 6 in a row. The Sharks are above 500, which I don't think people expected. Are the California teams overhyped or underhyped? They getting enough love?
I'm going to say they're overhyped a little bit right now.
Ooh.
I love Dallas Aikens.
I guess you guys are out in California.
Yeah, I love what Dallas doing. I love Ryan Getzlaf. I respect Bob Bugner. The Kings are playing better. I don't think they're going to be playoff teams. They could prove me wrong, but right now I think they're a little overhyped.
I agree, Obes, because I'm a Western Canadian guy. I like what the Oilers are doing. Calgary Flames are playing great hockey. Down south in Southern California, where we live and where we reside, the golfing's been great, but I think the hockey is a little overhyped right now.
Oh, okay, Reader.
No, I'm with you. I think it's a little overhyped. I give them
Okay.
credit for where they're at,
Yeah.
but I think they're playing a little over their heads right now.
Okay, fair enough. I'll remember that next time I get a Kings fan in my mentions, being like, you don't talk about the Kings enough. I'm sorry. Sorry. All right. Alex Ovechkin today, out of nowhere, decided to deliver pizza to the media room, okay? Unannounced, showed up, said, when you're hungry, you're hungry. Is Obie's personality overhyped or underhyped?
Go
I
ahead,
think
Updogg.
that's what you do when you take over, sole possession of 4th place on the all-time goal
Celebrate.
list.
Pizza party.
You come in, you make all the media people who work extra hard. Reader, you know what it's like being a media person. We're in the
Can't get enough
trenches.
pizza.
We're in the trenches sometimes. I think it's nice that he's showing his fun-loving side, and what better way? I love the way this guy's always smiling too. He's a great teammate and a great goal scorer.
Yeah, I think it's underhyped. Myself, I threw a couple pizzas out there. For me, I love Obie. What he's doing is unbelievable. At his age, I think his personality is so good for the game. I'm going underhyped.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's underhyped.
I'm totally with
Yeah.
you guys. We need more of Ovechkin's personality, but it's crazy to think
the
like
commercials.
10 years ago, right? Wasn't so accepted that Obie was like this
Yeah.
fun-loving guy. But I mean, this guy took pictures of Phil Kessel when he was taken last. Remember?
Winning changes
He's amazing.
everything.
Yeah,
Winning
that's
changes
true.
everything.
That is true. All right, how about the goaltenders? I'm going to give you guys a bit of a different option here. We're going to look at 3 goaltenders. You're going to tell me which one of these guys is not getting enough hype. Freddie Anderson, 9-1, 939 save. Markstrom's got 4 shutouts already. And Igor Shesterkin making the Rangers relevant. Which guy's not getting enough love?
We went to the Ranger game the other night against the Panthers, our old team, and watching this Igor play goal is something special. He made saves in traffic. He made side-to-side saves that I hadn't seen in a long, long time since I played the game. This kid is why the New York Rangers are playing good hockey right now, and I think he's underhyped.
Prince Igor.
Yeah, he's cost me some money on DraftKings this year because he's playing vulnerable. I'm going to go with my boy Freddie Anderson. I love Freddie. We know him really well. How hard he works. listen, I grew up a Leafs fan. I love Leafs Nation, but I thought it was great for him to get out of there. He's playing unbelievable. I hope he stays healthy and has a great playoff run.
Yeah, I agree with Obie here. I think Anderson's the guy. Maybe it's because we've been in New York a little too long here, and we keep hearing about how great Shesterkin is, but we don't hear anything about Anderson. And he is.
Got a good team.
Did he just set a team record of, was it 8 straight wins?
Yeah, to start the year. Yeah.
The team's so good in front of him, but good teams have good goalies. And I
still got to make the saves, right? And he's doing
absolutely.
It, so there you go. All right, iPads on the bench. When you guys started, were there iPads on the bench? And secondly, overhyped or underhyped?
Uppy, don't do the same answer you used on Missin Curfew. Okay, all right, we'll get
Did you guys talk about this on Missin Curfew?
It was one of our segments when we first started the podcast. It's overhyped. I'm not a big believer in them. I don't know. I know, Rita, like, there's never a same play. I get it maybe if you're a goal scorer and you want to see where there's empty, some spots in the net. But for me, you made a mistake. I don't like the iPads on the bench.
Yeah, we look at the guys that grab the iPads first. They're kind of the guys that are always like, looking at the coach, ready to get put on the ice. Like, hey, I'm up next. Sometimes
worried about their ice time type guy.
You know the mistake you make.
Yeah.
You can look at your teammate, and you can all you got to do is look your teammate in the eye, and he knows, like, you could have passed him the puck, you could have got open there, you could have got that puck out, turnover, it's in our net. We know without looking at the iPads what's going on in the game. So I think they're a little overhyped, and there's no need for them on the bench.
Mr. Old School?
Oh, I'm with these guys. I agree 100%. Overhyped.
I've never seen Reader agree with people so much in a single segment.
You know what? You could pitch him.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah. Coming off the ice, you're like, Reader, was that my guy or your guy?
Oh, yeah.
My guy. I think that was my guy. I missed it back.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Well, to quote Rick Tocchet, actually inspired that idea for this topic on this segment, because he was on the radio and he was just like, that's what the intermission is for. Like, I don't understand the iPads. Like, get your head in the game. All right, Tyler Bertuzzi has a ton of goals. He's T3 in the league for goals scored, and he's literally choosing to sit out some games. Is Bertuzzi overhyped or underhyped?
I'll go first. For me, he's underhyped. I love this kid. I know there's some other stuff he's dealing with off the ice and stuff like that, but when he plays the game, he competes, he goes to the net, he finishes checks. He's an old school pro for me. I love this kid. I think he's underhyped.
9 goals.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a big reason why Detroit's got a good young team, and he's kind of leading the charge. He plays hockey face first. He goes to the hard areas, and I love the way these young kids like that play the game.
I agree. I think he's underhyped. You know what?
I agree.
Well, I remember Tyler
even in that Red Wing uniform, you can.
Well, you know what? I'm all right. I remember Tyler Bertuzzi when he played in Sudbury as a minor midget, and I remember looking, but in his draft year, I was with the Pete's at the time, and I was like, wow, this kid is, and he was only this big, and this kid is crazy. And you said he was face first in everything.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's now this big, and he's still got that tenacity he had when he was this big. And it's so for me, this guy is. I'd love to see him get vaccinated and play 82 games.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm sure his teammates are like, bro,
If I were his team,
we need you.
We kind of need you here, buddy. We're off to a good start. You got 9 goals.
That's where you just like tap. Oh, sorry, did I poke you there? Sorry about that. That's fun, coach. We need you.
Oh, that's too funny. Well, Stevie Y's rebuild maybe ahead of schedule. Red Wings have won 3 in a row. All right, final topic. Missin Curfew. Overhyped or underhyped? You can take Missin Curfew how you want. You can relate it to the podcast or maybe legitimately Missin Curfew. Overhyped or underhyped?
I think it's right where it needs to be. I think
nice.
I think in order to be a good pro, you need to enjoy some nights out with your boys and your teammates. That's team bonding at its finest. And you got to come to play the next day. So that's the makeup of our podcast, and we're just having fun doing it.
When it comes to Missin Curfew, I think it's overhyped a little bit. I mean, some of the best nights I had with my teammates was nights we went out, had a good time. Obviously, you got to pick your spots when it's 82 games, but I was a big believer in team chemistry and stuff like that, and sometimes you got to miss curfew with the boys.
All right, and we've heard guys talk about playing guilty. Some guys play better guilty. Reader? He's like, I'm plead the fifth. All right.
There wasn't curfew when Reader played. There wasn't even curfew when Reader played. There was no such thing.
That's right.
They were like, what? There's no curfew.
You know what the curfew was? Everybody was out.
Yeah.
We had a coach that said, if I see one guy out, he'd be so mad. If I see one guy out, I'm pissed at everybody else because you should all be out together.
Exactly.
He wanted us all to be out together. If we're going to miss, not one, everybody miss together. So I think it's underhyped because they're not mainstream. They need to be, they need to
the
have,
podcast.
Yeah, it needs to be a little NHL Network now and then.
Listen.
Then we can overhype it.
Listen, you guys can hop on the show anytime. That's the beauty of FaceTime and Zoom and all of that other stuff, even though you're out in Newport.
Yeah, I don't know if we can handle this New York lifestyle for too long.
I'll tell you what. I know.
It's like,
there's always something.
We're doing
there's always something to do.
We're doing basketball games, UFC fights, Ranger games. We're mixing in some good dinners. Well, we got to.
Life is good. It sounds like
it's beautiful. I have my baby girl here who's a year old. So she loves buzzing around the city, and that's really special too. So yeah.
Well, listen, thank you guys for playing the game. I appreciate you playing overhyped or underhyped. Going to post that on social media. But you guys are also here for a charity event, to promote a charity event. Tell us about that.
One of our good friends, Krista Shuppy, has been diagnosed the last 3 years with ALS. And we gathered a bunch of guys, as you can see on this star-studded lineup. We got Henrik Lundqvist is going to coach. Joffrey Lupul's in town. You see Jimmy Dowd there. I'm actually doing the draft for him. He's my captain. But a great lineup of guys. You can go to the website for charity information. We're going to play the game Saturday night in West Orange, New Jersey. Okay. We're expecting some people to come out and support us, but we're here for him. We're here to support a good cause, Halt ALS, and we're going to have some fun with it. So. Yeah,
Shuppy's the best. I met him years ago at Jerry Brockheimer Bad Boys hockey tournament. He was on my team. So he's a pro hockey player. He was an actor. He was a model. We love him, and it's obviously a terrible disease. But Updogg, we love you, buddy. And yeah, this weekend, first time I've been on the ice in 3 years, and I'm not exactly in playing shape, Readers.
You'll be fine. You'll do fine. You'll do fine.
We're actually
the next day. It's the next day that's going to be.
Reader, we're leaving here right now. We're going to play in a men's league game at was it Chelsea Piers?
We're going to play against young kids that play D1 and D2 school. I don't like our chances.
No one's going
to do that. I'm really concerned. I'm going to get walked by all these guys.
No one's going to do the Conor McDavid to this guy. I'm telling you what. There's going to be some lumber.
There's some cross-checking happening. If anybody even tries it. So
note to the opposition. You don't take them wide. You take them wide once. The second time, you better have gloves up to here.
Yeah, exactly. I used to tell that guys in practice, don't go wide. It's too early, boys.
All right, well, listen, we appreciate you guys coming in. We had a blast with you. Anything else you wanted to add before we let you go?
Yeah, we would love to wish our girl, Kristen Hayes, a happy birthday. And say hi to her two boys, Bo and Matt. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Probably a tough one. All right, the podcast is called Missin Curfew. You can catch it everywhere podcasts are found and online in video form. If you wanna feel like you're really with the boys. Thanks again, guys. We appreciate you.